Good afternoon. Welcome to Saturday service on a Sunday. Today's episode is episode number 4. My name is Damon Smith. I'm the hotel guru. You can reach me on Instagram at hotelguru1906. Today's episode of Saturday service gravitates around you as an entrepreneur, and today's title is Save Yourself First. Okay? Save yourself first. What does that mean, D? Well, sometimes as entrepreneurs, we have this thing about us where we want to take everybody with us. And in doing so, we take on so much weight that we ultimately drown, which is why they say statistically that most startup businesses do not last more than 2 years. The average, about 80% of them fail within the first 2 years. Why is that? Because we as entrepreneurs feel like because we get out of whatever our situations are, that we are required to take people with us. We're required to take people with us. So I'm gonna give you 3 things that you need to know about taking people with you. Number 1, taking people with you requires strength. Like a tow truck and a tow line, it doesn't matter how much strength the tow truck has if the line is weak. What does that mean? Sometimes people try to tow things with a cord. Sometimes people try to tow things with a bungee. And sometimes people try to tow things with a chain. But the weaker the chain or a link in the chain will ultimately snap, just like the rope, just like the bungee. And ultimately you lose what you're trying so hard to save or pull. So, number 1, use the right type of equipment to pull what is necessary. Number 2, save yourself first. You ever see the instructions in an airplane and how those instructions explicitly explain to you that you need to first put your oxygen mask on first and breathe? It didn't say put one on your kid. It didn't say put one on your spouse. It didn't say put one on the elderly person next to you. It said put your oxygen mask on first. And that's because if you pass out, then you will not only die, but the other person next to you will die. I know this sounds very, very morbid, but it's the truth. I have to get this point across. Look, I get it. Most people in entrepreneurial situations, we have been through something. Some type of life trauma, whether it was your upbringing, whether it was college, whether it was your work life, you've been through something. I get it. I know my story is very similar, if not identical, and sometimes in some situations, some circumstances, probably worse. So do not put yourself in peril because you feel like you owe someone something. All right, number 3. So number 1 is use the right type of equipment if you're gonna save somebody. Number 2 is put your mask on first. And number 3 is probably one that should have been number 3 should have been number 1. But number 3 is you don't owe anybody anything. Right now, there are 15 people that you want to save, that you want to help, that you believe that you are responsible for, that never supported you in your business, that never gave you a word of encouragement, that never sold into your business, that never even said, hey, let me give you a ride because your car's broke down because you can't pay for it because you own a business. Number 1, proper equipment. Number 2, save yourself first. Number 3, you don't owe anybody anything. It doesn't matter what level of success you are, the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, or 7th. You're doing what you're doing for you and your legacy. You don't owe your family anything. And that's hard for some people. There's some people out there that are gonna be like, I can't believe he said that, or why would he say such a thing? My family is everything to me. Yeah, they're probably not buying your product. They're probably not liking your post on Instagram. When they're liking your post on Facebook, they should be loving it. They should be sharing it. It's okay. You don't have to take on the burden of taking care of everybody because you made it. I'm not saying don't do anything nice, but it's still probably 9 out of 10 probably won't be appreciated. But if it does, for that 1, maybe 2 people that appreciate it, keep doing it. As leaders, as entrepreneurs, as visionaries, as dreamers, you owe it to yourself to make it if you set your sights on a goal that most people would never try to nor attempt. But you don't owe anybody anything. Stop telling yourself that. I love my community, where I grew up, where I'm from, Mobile, Alabama. I say it in every interview. I big up my city. But you know what? Half the people in my city, and I'm not even being low down about it, but half the people in my city, they barely know what I do. And the ones that do may or may not be able to support it. So my product is such an interesting and unique product that everybody can't support it, and that's fine. But I'm still gonna pick up my city. I'm still gonna try to bring them along. I'm still gonna try to include them and create opportunities for them to be a part of some of these deals. But you don't owe anything to anybody. I love my mom, I love my dad, I love my wife, I love my kids. My wife, she's the one who supports me. When I come up with these flights of fancy, these business ideas, these things that I'm charged to do. Number 1, use the right equipment. If you're gonna tow something, make sure you tow it with a chain. So you have to have enough strength to pull those people out of the mud, because it will get muddy. And they may be deeper stuck in the mud than you really realize or think that they are. Number 2. What's number 2? Just making sure y'all listening. Number 2 is save yourself first. And number 3 is you're not responsible for other people, i.e., you don't owe anybody anything. Now, this is the harsh side of things that most mentors won't tell you. Most people who are trying to get you to buy their program won't tell you. And I'm not trying to get you to buy anything. Hey, you can really listen to the whole thing, all 8 minutes of it, and not like it at all. You can unfollow me. That's fine too. But it doesn't make what I'm saying less true. I want you to win. I don't even know you. I reach an extra 5,000 people every time I put one of these up. I don't need to know who you are and want you to win, because you're trying, you're dreaming. I'm pro dreamer. But don't get stuck in the muck of trying to help people before you really make it, before you really establish yourself, and end up drowning trying to save people and ultimately drown them in the process. A good colleague and acquaintance of mine used to say, you can't kill the golden goose that lays the golden eggs, because if you do, there will be no more golden eggs. You're the golden goose. Thank you for joining me for Saturday service. Hope this enriches your life and helps you push forward in your business. God bless you and have an amazing week.